It's a really good day for us because we get a chance to introduce another key component to our staff, to our organization, in Randy Ayers. Randy's a coach that I played for, have a few connections with, indirectly and directly, through Coach Brown or through his son. He's a guy that I really respect, a guy that was on my mind when I first got the job, a guy I talked to the first a couple of days I got the job here in New Orleans, and just glad everything came to fruition as far as him becoming a part of our staff. And can't tell you guys how excited I am to have Randy here to help me, because that was what I was thinking of when thinking of Randy on our staff. I needed some wisdom, a man who had been a head coach on college level in the NBA, been in a number of systems and had a ton of success. And so really happy to have him, and just glad that he and his wife are going to come down to New Orleans and make it their home.
I guess, can you talk about, is this kind of rounding out your staff? This is the maximum you think you'll have, and also how close you are to naming a lead assistant now?
Well, Mike Malone is going to be the lead assistant. We're going to add Fred Benson. He's going to be an assistant coach / player development guy, and he's also a guy that is a big-time hire for us. I brought Fred in here specifically for Quincy and Craig and Darren and Marcus, because of his player development acumen. He can help those guys in areas that I can't, being a head coach. And so, again, it's just a good week for us to bring in Randy and Fred. But I can't say enough about Randy and what he's going to bring to our staff. I mean, he's been around longer than all of us, and I don't want to. He might not like that, but he's got a ton of wisdom, and those were the things that we talked about on the phone when we started putting this together. I need a guy that can help me navigate through some of these waters that I've never been through before as a head coach.
Monty, when did you first reach out to Randy about this, about wanting to bring him in on your staff?
We talked. I think I signed on, I think it was June 4th. So Randy and I talked that week, and we just talked about, how much he would like to be on the staff, and I was trying to take things slow. And then Coach Brown called me and put the full court press on me, and just kept talking highly of Randy, and he didn't have to do that. I already knew all that stuff. So we talked around the first week when I got the job. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you guys to Randy Ayers.
First of all, I'd like to thank the Hornets organization, Hugh and Dale, and obviously Monty for this opportunity. As Monty just spoke of, when he first got the job, we talked briefly about this opportunity, and then kind of got away from it as he put together some other parts of his staff. But I was really happy when he called me, the last couple of days, and we talked about finalizing this. It scared me a little bit when he talked about my experience, because I remember when I was a young guy coming up, that one of the rewards I think you get as a coach is to watch your former players grow and develop, and certainly Monty has developed into an outstanding coach, and I think he'll do a great job here in New Orleans.
Questions for Coach?
Can you kind of talk about this roster and things that you like, and some ideas that, as you were presented with this opportunity, that kind of popped into your head?
Well, I don't want to get into that. I think that's Dale and Monty's responsibility to talk about that. I'm familiar with a lot of the players, probably James Posey the most, and David West, because they're from Xavier. James is from Ohio, and I've watched their careers over the years. But I like it. We have a good group of young players coming in, and the league's getting younger, and you've got to develop that talent. And that's one of the things that Monty pointed out when we talked on the phone.
Randy, Monty kind of mentioned Larry Brown's influence. There seems to be a big Larry Brown influence on the staff now.
Well, and Coach Popovich, and also Nate McMillan, who gave Monty a lot of responsibilities out in Portland the last few years. But Coach has been great to me. You know, when I left Ohio State and went to Philadelphia, it was like going back to school in terms of learning basketball again. And I'm sure he'll be watching us and picking up the phone and telling us, you know, what to do in certain occasions. But he you know, has been like a father to me, and I've really been fortunate to have him as a mentor.
He's a great teacher. Is that something you see in the back of your mind as Monty weaves through his first head coaching job? You're going to help in that regard?
Well, I think he'll do that. You know, he's got a great background. You know, you even tag on Notre Dame, his Notre Dame background, and we did a lot of teaching in Philly. Monty was part of that when he played there, and you know, I think the month of October, when you have your training camp, I think the entire month is training camp, not just the first 5 or 6 days. And Monty's going to continue to teach. And the thing I liked about him, he talked briefly about his philosophy on the phone, and he'll do that. He'll be a great teacher, and he'll take his time, and hopefully we can help him do that.
Thanks, Coach.